40 this. Hey, look, I'm finna get right into it because on her crib is like, this one of them that might end up kind of like getting long because it's like a lot I'm gonna have to do to get an understanding for real. But it's like this, cuz like, comment, share, subscribe, man. We finna go crazy. And it's something that might be kind of interesting. It's like more street stuff though. It ain't the jail type of like typical thing we usually do, but on the hood. Long story short, I'm finna get into. It's just a question that I got today, and I'm like, I got a lot of reasons why, and I'm about to just put it down on the hood because basically, it's like a why was this picture here taken? So Jim Gilliam Park is like, if you know you from LA. That's the Blackstones like main park on the hood, and they really hang out there. They really cuz is raising kids in that motherfucker to be everything they shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say like this was something cool or I thought it was cool, but I don't got no regrets from like the situation and why, like about actually taking the actual picture, for the fact that my brother passed away 6 days later, and he passed away on some totally whole different stuff. Don't got nothing to do with this whole community. Don't got nothing to do with this incident, nothing. But it's just like a memory for me, pretty much, in so many words. But long story short, cuz on FC, it's like a thing of, it was, our little team was me, Infant P Boy, and homie SPOETYFACE on hood. So P Boy and the homie P Issue ended up doing like a sick ass high speed chase, and was all over the news, all this shit. P Boy and Issue go to jail, so that like low key leave me and SPOETYFACE like thugging on our lonely, low key, just me and cuz. You know, niggas still fuck with the hood, the homies, all the shit, but as far as like my road dog, my everyday, who I wake up and call, who I wake up with calls from or missed calls from, whatever the case may be, boom. So now it's just me and SPOETYFACE, and we like programmed up for real. I ain't gonna lie, on the dead homies, we programmed up, and that's like one of the biggest reasons that it like struck me so deep and was like crazy, cause how militant and like serious we was, and just always like with the cat and mouse. We was never the mouse, cuz on the hood, I'm talking, I can't really wasn't really no victims of anything, literally anything. Like, so for you to go is like deep and crazy for real, cause it's like, man, how we was programming, it wasn't no way to go out like that. I never seen it coming in a million years. I want to say literally like the day before people would go down, SPOETYFACE was more of a social media dude, like on the hood. He still has an open Instagram, all that type of shit right now to this day. But I said this before, I was never the internet person. So if it wasn't for this turn my life took right now, going to jail, nobody still would know who I was, because I was in the streets for real. I never was with the public Instagrams or posting my cars on hood, none of that shit. You would never see no picture of me with no gun, none of that shit. So, long story short, cuz, SPOETYFACE on Snapchat, and got a dude that I used to be in juvenile hall with, that was a non-affiliate. As we got a little older, he ended up getting put on Blackstones or whatever. And the crazy part is, we got a little older, we was already like 17 when I met him. This was like my senior camp, like my last time going to the halls and shit. But he ended up being from Blackstones. Him and SPOETYFACE somehow follow each other on Snapchat. He posting a video on Stocker and Crenshaw, and on the video it literally say like 2 minutes, but they popping it though, like showing tattoos, big old blue faux gloves, red X's through them, popping it, this and all this type of stuff. Long story short, we pull up. When we pull up to no prevail, wasn't nobody there, whatever. So now, cuz, we make our way down to Louisiana on King, and we in that parking lot, we sitting there, we chilling, and this was like regular, bro. I swear to God, I got incidents where I didn't seen like they homegirl standing out there and her two of their homegirls, which is sisters, and I'm driving up Crenshaw and pull over in the middle of the street on Crenshaw and jump out and walk in and like regular, like comfortable on the dead homies and car sitting in the middle of Crenshaw with the hazard zone running on the dead homies, and I'm jump out just thirsty, just want to be seen. Like, it's the life I was living though, I ain't gonna lie. And on the hood, I'm also say I don't find nothing like tight about that shit, but it's a true story and I just don't have a reason to lie at all whatsoever. So now we gonna keep going on the hood. P-Boy go to jail, and it's just me and SPOETYFACE, and reminds you, cuz do the social media thing like a lot more than I did back then at that time or whatever. And he getting into it with who he getting into it with, and you know, that's why it's like it ain't no thing of trolling me, because back then it was like we was trolling so hard in real life, like really, really bothering folks, cuz like literally no other explanation, bro. It's like we get bored and our thing resorts to like not so good intentions, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, on the hood, cuz going back and forth with who, whatever, all this little social media shit they got going on with whoever these people is or whatever out of this community. And on the hood, long story short, we sit in the car one day and I get a call from my little sister, and she tell me that my brother died, like my mama's son died, like my parents' son, my dad and mother's son died. So, you know, me and SPOETYFACE, we like low-key like messed up about it, and my family trying to keep me close, and I'm like leaning toward the streets, like, you know, I don't want to be around that sad stuff, like basically in so many words or whatever. And so now it's like this viral moment right here we had, and it was a thing of being viral to the streets, cuz with this shit took off and was the talk of the town or whatever. So as y'all can see on the hood, dumb stuff on the hood, but we woke up the very next morning like, fuck going to spend that money right now, let's spend they block, you know what I'm saying, on the dead homies. To no prevail, but whatever, cuz on the hood, not glorifying it at all. On the hood, wouldn't recommend it, there's nothing cool about it on the hood, but on 14 Crip, it just was like the life we was living. And actually, whatever they was doing with the little social media thing died down again up until the pork situation. When the pork situation, the social media stuff took off way tenfold. I'm talking 20, 30 fake pages with our pictures on there, talking about what they gonna do, how they gonna do this, that, and the third, right? On the dead homies end, it was just like a thing. You don't poke the bear. On the hood, it's on right now. The money never, ever changed me. It do change people. It could either make you softer or make you worse. And for some reason, it was like, on the dead homies, they can't do nothing with me right now. This is my city. I don't give a care in the world what nobody talking about. On the dead homies, I crash this car right now, running it into somebody and go by, and I just felt like I was on top of the world. I'm not gonna lie. And I felt that we were untouchable up until my brother's life was taken, literally 5 days after the morning picture. So that was like our viral moment though, like, you know what I'm saying? The streets was like talking about it real heavy. Like I said, his Instagram was open and stuff, so all the stuff they getting it off of his Instagram, and it wasn't no story, but it was like he'll post some shit and I'd be like, brother, delete that. Like, what the hell, you crazy? He'll literally post a picture with my car behind him and all type of shit, and I'm like, bro, delete that. What are you doing? You tripping on 14 Crip? But that just go to show. But so literally 6 days after that, 6 days after Pablo and them they handed us off the money and told us to have a nice life or whatever, and let us drive back to Vernon Avenue with it. On the hood, it like, you know, the social media stuff was real like heavy, cause it brought a lot of attention to us. But it also didn't play a part in his death at all. It just made his name so big right before he died, and it just made his death like he was a celebrity in the city, and everybody loved him all of a sudden, which killed me for real. And I just started seeing how fake love was, and just, you know, how much of attention seekers and Dior people be for real, you know. Long story short, he have an incident alone where they like basically something where he in a rental car and some people just something happened and he ended up like having to get up on like not get up on like do nothing like shoot no gun or nothing, but like, you know, on a dead homie, just regular shit, typical shit. He made some people run, and they run to social media and they posting pictures of us in our face and talking about what they gonna do to us and all this type of shit. So I'm like automatically think to, that's how we gonna push up on them, like on the dead homies, nigga, homegirls and all that, nigga, infatuated with us right now. We is the hottest shit, like, so literally after that. But it's one day I'm gonna be able to get into it and like tell a story about this. And his death day actually just passed, August 13th, on the 14 crib, and that's when I just like felt I was all alone, and I had to just turn it up to the roof, and I just somehow, some way kept getting violated though after that, like just kept getting violated, but I knew my script from the streets, and I couldn't let that shit go unnoticed at all. So I always just did what I did and remained myself no matter what the circumstances was and no matter how the odds was against me, because I know on the hood the tables do turn, and I'm gonna take what I got coming, but when it's my turn, it ain't gonna be the greatest on the hood. But that's just another thing, right? On God. And on one of these violations, it was a thing, some discrepancies with Little Blackstone dude's name, but I woke up to them like fake is trying to troll me, and it just ain't no thing of trolling me when I didn't spend so much time. Yeah, it don't matter, but on the hood, I used to like, I don't know, but it was literally like a thing, where I'm receiving so many death threats about what I'm next, and so many anonymous fake pages is DMing me daily now, and all this type of shit, you know. And basically, like, I was going through all the motions, like, I'm who had to break it down to the family. I'm like, you know, it just was deep for real, and I always just felt like me being there on the scene where he was shot, it would have been a different story. And I honestly feel that in my whole heart. I wholeheartedly feel that. I like made it to the scene and shit though before the ambulance, and got to hold my brother and all that type of shit though until the ambulance got there. And then once they got there and shit, passed away in the hospital like hours down the line, the same day he was shot and shit. I spent a lot of time beating myself up for what happened to him, due to the fact I feel like if I was there, it wouldn't have never, ever, you know, I feel like I used to just beat myself up about that and do anything in my power to make sure I always made Cub proud, because I know for a fact I gotta be one of the folks you looking down on, you know what I'm saying? So just if you watching, it's like on Hood Crib, I'ma make sure I'm always on deck. It ain't no playing with this shit. 40 this, 40 that, Farming Avenue Crib.